So I thought we'd have a little catch up and a little chat about raising boys. I have read every book that might be out there to tell me how to do it perfectly. And it's just impossible. There's no book. I think probably one of the best books if you are raising boys, that's got to be one of the best books by the best author. He is brilliant. Steve Biddulph. I've been to see him do a talk and he is absolutely spot on every time. He is brilliant talking about raising boys, raising girls, parenting, general stuff like that. He's well worth going along to if he's ever in your area doing a chat. What other books have I been reading? I'll tell you what, Calm Parents, Happy Kids. I'd love to say I've read it cover to cover and it's worked for me. I'm the calmest parent out there, but I'm not. I don't think I even got past the first chapter of that one because it actually made me, actually brought me out in a rash. This one is really, really good at the moment. Reading this by Daniel Siegel. That just makes me think of Steven Seagal. I'm just going to take a moment. I actually really like Steven Seagal in Under Siege. That's the one. Oh my God. I've gone off on a complete and utter tangent thinking about Steven Seagal doing his split leap against the walls. I might have to switch off and start again. Anyway, how did I get onto Steven Seagal in Under Siege from Daniel Siegel? I don't know. But anyway, this is a brilliant book. Obviously, Rocco's just turned 13. So, and I'm a bit nervous about the teenage years. I'm pretty good with babies. I'm pretty good with toddlers. I love it. I love the mayhem. I can do toddler tantrums. Teenage tantrums are a different cup of tea. Oh my God. Because toddlers, at least they're small. They're physically little. And they've got the cuteness factor going on. So when a toddler has a tantrum, they can suddenly smile and tell you they love you. And all of a sudden, everything's great, isn't it? You can go from being like, oh my God, I don't even know how to deal with you, to, oh my God, look at your tiny little dimply knuckles and your tiny little chubby knees. And you can just swing from being cross-parent to, oh my God, heart just overflowing parent in 2 minutes flat. Whereas teenagers, they haven't got like the cute toddler thing that they can turn on at the end of a tantrum. So you have a fight with a teenager and that's it really. Yeah. I think the biggest shock for me was when Rocco said no about something, because he's quite easy, Rocco, if I'm honest. He's been quite an easy kid. He's pretty good, he's pretty helpful, he's pretty caring. And it was just after his 13th birthday, it was that quick. Literally turned 13 and the changes took hold. And I said to him, right, lovey, we're going out now. Come on, off your PlayStation. And he looked and went, no, I'm not coming. What do you mean? No, you're not coming. Oh my God. I'm not used to anyone saying no. I'm used to all the excuses. Like, I don't want to go, Mum. Oh, please, do we have to go out with them again? Oh, Mum, I don't want to go for a walk. Please, can we just have a home day? Things like that. That's kind of begging, pleading, asking. But just turning around and saying, no, I'm not coming, kind of took my feet from under me, if I'm honest. I won the battle though, just this time. First day of being 13, I thought, I will not back down. I'm going to establish some rules and authority right now. I don't know how long it's going to last, but he did come out for a walk and it all went very well. But anyway, so that's a totally different stage of raising boys. But oh my God, do you know what? I can remember, you know, when you start raising boys, you think, God, look at that little girl over there. She's such a tomboy. Or you've got, you know, everyone's got a friend who's a mum of girls who says, God, it's just like having boys. No, it's not. Because no girl wheezes up the wall when she's going to the toilet or round the toilet seat. Also, I think there's like a frequency that boys just don't hear, and it's basically mum's voice frequency. And it's not just mum's voice, is it? It's like any mum's voice. Can you come down, please? Dinner's ready. Nothing. Can you make sure you don't put your towel on the floor, please? Dry yourself off and pop it over the back of the door. 20 minutes later, in you go. Where's the towel? On the floor, wet towel on the floor. Nothing drives me more mad. I've been parenting for 13 years now, and I've never dropped a wet towel on the floor. So they've never had an example of somebody dropping a wet towel on the floor. And since they were old enough to dry themselves with a towel, I've been telling them, don't drop the towel on the floor. But guess what? Here we are with a 13, a 10 and an 8-year-old who all drop their wet towels on the floor. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Why can't you just get it programmed into your head that when you've dried yourself off, just pop it over the side of the door? Or there's even, my boys have even got hooks with their names on, with little animal things on. But they still don't hang there. Why would you hang it there? Why would you hang the towel there when you can throw it on the floor? That's how they think, I'm sure. What other boy things do I have to put up with? Oh my God. If I didn't stand over them and check they're brushing their teeth, they just wouldn't do it. And the elaborate toothbrushing lies that I have had. I brushed my teeth, Mum. They're saying, whilst they're trying not to breathe out so that their doggy breath hits you in the face and knocks you over backwards. Yeah, why avoid brushing your teeth? Why not just do it? Surely we all want clean teeth and nice breath, especially when we're going to school to speak to our friends and our teachers. But no, why would you brush your teeth when you could spend half an hour trying to pretend to your mum that you have brushed your teeth, even though you know the end result will be that mum hands you the toothbrush with the toothpaste on and you do have to brush the teeth. So the result is always the same, me getting them to brush their teeth, but they'd rather go through half an hour of pretending that they brush their teeth and coming up with every excuse in the book just to drag it out and make my life slightly more miserable. And what else? Get off your PlayStation, get off your Xbox. Come on, it's time to go. Boys, off your PlayStations, off your Xboxes. Do you know how many times I have to say that? Right, if you don't get off your PlayStation and Xbox, I'm going to switch the internet off. But I don't do that because I know that if I do that and they haven't saved their game, the drama is going to be ridiculous. But then that's probably why they don't come off, because they know it's an empty threat. There we go. There's parenting rule number 45. Not very good at any of them, I don't think. So this isn't really a chat about raising boys, is it? It's more a chat about how useless I am as a parent. What else? Another different... I'll never ever forget my friend who, she already had girls and she was a brilliant mum of girls, really used to girls, and I can remember her calling me one day and just saying, Anna, what species is this? She'd had her boy and she'd got through babydom and she'd got the girls at the table doing like arts and crafts and colouring, and I'm not saying that all girls do arts and crafts and colouring. Before you leave me a comment under the video saying, oh my God, what sort of mother of boys are you that you think girls just do this and just play with Barbie dolls? I never said that. I never said that. My boys played with dolls too, okay? I'm not that mum. Well, but she just said to me, what species is this? She said, he's just throwing stuff. Like, and there's no reason for it. He's not in a bad mood. He's just throwing stuff around the room. And I said, well, that's what they do. That's how they communicate. Boys just communicate physically. I think that is one of the things that I've got so used to over 13 years of parenting boys is they don't communicate verbally. which is probably why they also don't listen, because that's just not how they communicate. Maybe if I started pushing and just shoving them about, and yeah, no, I can't get away with that either. Then I'll be in prison, and then they wouldn't have a mum, and then they'd be on their own. So that's a useless idea too. But boys can't even walk past each other on the stairs without having a wrestling match. So it's like they just can't walk past each other without putting a nudge in, or a bit of a shove, or, you know, the joy of walking past your brother and just sticking your foot out so he falls over is like, it's a thing. Why would you walk past somebody and smile and say hi, or how was your day, or do you want to go and do something? Why not just put him in a headlock and throw him on the floor? Because that's how boys communicate, I think. And I'm getting more and more used to it. And I think I've tried my hardest to fight against it and to have no fighting rules in the house. I've tried to have no fighting rules on the trampoline. That doesn't work either, because surely a trampoline is actually a wrestling ring, isn't it? Because that's something that I'm learning. That rectangular bouncy thing is for wrestling on. It's not for learning how to seat drop or backflip, or, you know, it's not about exercise. It's about trying to kill your brother. It's another place to try and kill your brother. That's what I'm finding. It's just so physical. It really is. But with boys, it's not nasty. It's not like, obviously, if a girl punched a girl, that would be quite a horrific thing. But they just push and shove each other, and it's a way of showing that they love each other. It's a form of communication. It's really, really weird. And I think when you start to think of it like that, it's a bit easier to accept, kind of, in a way. There are some days I'm more tolerant of it than others. But yeah, just like, in a really weird way, to wrestle on the floor with your brother is a way of showing them that you care and you love them, I guess, until you've poked their eye out on a stick or or done something really awful. But they do, they'll have a wrestling match, and, you know, it can even be quite full on, and then they'll go out and have a game of football or play a game together, and you realise that actually they don't hate each other, they're still friends, they're just play fighting. It's a kind of, yeah, weird physical communication that goes on between boys. And I guess being a mum of boys, you know, they are just getting bigger and stronger, and it does worry me more and more that stepping in between them to separate a fight or hold them off each other, it takes a lot of strength. You know, I could not be a weedy little woman with 3 boys. I just couldn't. We have to cycle, because it's like having a pack of dogs. They need exercising. You need to get up in the morning, and by the time they've had breakfast and woken up, oh my gosh, the energy levels in our house are full on, and they're just getting bigger and bigger. You know, they don't just sit down on the sofa, they throw themselves on the sofa, and then they quite often bounce off it and onto another sofa, and then the other boy will come in and it will turn into a bit of a game. It's energy, a lot of energy. And it's not often a house of complete calm. There is that. I could honestly say that about my house. There's a lot of energy. So we have to get out, and quite often fairly early. I start getting anxious if it gets to sort of 10:30 and we haven't left the house. There'll be trouble ahead, because it's like caging lions. They get to a point where they need to let off this physical energy, and if you haven't taken them out on a bike ride, taken them for a walk, run them somewhere, made them climb something or whatever it is, then oh my God, if you've still got them in the house, it turns into that wrestling match that I was just talking about, because they need to let it off somehow. So it's actually worth you getting them off site for the sake of your own furnishings. I think, I'll tell you what, even that picture behind me is sellotaped together, because I refused to buy another one. I said to Diggory, no balls in the house. Footballs, rugby balls, keep them outside in the garden. But he can't leave them outside in the garden. He actually can't, I believe that. So in comes the football, and I've said, right, seriously, not in the kitchen, there's stuff that could break, and the lounge to me is sacred. Let me have one room in our house where I can just keep the cushions in the right position and, you know, just enjoy a bit of space. Well, no, in came the rugby ball, down came the picture, which I thought, right, I'm not going to buy a new one, because I'll buy a new one and the same thing will happen. So it's all tacked together with bits of sellotape. That's my DIY, probably nothing to do with the rugby ball, but yeah, bits of sellotape and nails that I've just hammered in there to hold it together. Nice things about having boys is they are so loving. All three of them are just so super protective of me, and I love that. They're protective of me with each other. If one of them's being naughty or not being nice to me, one of the others will step in, and I love that. It's so nice to feel like they care about you and want to protect you. I do think it's a nice thing that they're protective and caring about mama. And then, yeah, they just are. They're just very, very, you know, they're physically caring. They're happy to give me a cuddle and a kiss and tell me that they love me, and there's no embarrassment there. And I really like that about boys. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's it really. I'm just waffling on now, having a little chat with myself. How are you guys doing? Have you got girls or boys? Let me know, send me a message. I love getting your messages and comments, so please do comment on the video below. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click subscribe, and also next to the subscribe button is a little bell sign. Click on that and then you get notified every time I upload a video, so you don't miss out on some more waffly chats. Take care, loads of love, bye.